I understand the Green Party platform. Anybody can go to the Green Party's website, and you stand for all the things I stand for: Medicare for all, empowering workers, Green New Deal, which would put a lot of people at work, and which addresses the climate collapse that we're in. So the question then that always comes up, and I was debating some, liberal yesterday on Twitter telling me, you can't win. It's a waste. You're taking votes away from Trump, you're taking votes away from Biden. You're helping Trump, to which I was like, well, that's not a democracy. And if Joe Biden can't beat Trump, that's his fault. So how is the strategy? I mean, like you said, it's different from when you ran in the past. Way more people are paying attention. Way more people are fed up with the duopoly. The young people who were dancing in the streets 3 years ago for Joe Biden are like, we're done with this guy. So, and now that there's a larger field of Cornel West and RFK Jr. and yourself, you're all three people who have pretty name followings. It's not just like you said, you and some libertarian in the past. So what do you say to the person that's like, why should I vote for you? I've never, I'm giving a vote to Trump, or what do you say to that? I know what I say to that, but I want to, what do you say to that?
So first of all, I don't spend a lot of time on that because there are so many people now who have seen the light. And, again, with this genocide that's rolling out on Gaza, there's a whole new demographic as well. And I'm not just referring to Arab Americans and the Muslim community. That's a very big factor. They're dropping out. Biden is going to lose. He's going to lose because he has lost his supporters, and that's especially youth. It's the climate. We are just motoring ahead right over the cliff on the climate crisis right now. And, Biden is pretending like the Inflation Reduction Act fixed it, which it's actually a fossil fuels first bill.
And let's say this real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we also need to put out there, Joe Biden has signed more permits to drill on federal land than Trump did. So this notion
exactly
drives me nuts.
Yes, exactly. And he's also, forcing us to the brink of a nuclear war. We have a nuclear submarine now off the coast of Gaza. Nuclear submarines, one carries the equivalent of 4,000 Hiroshima bombs, which is enough to put us into nuclear winter sufficient to starve 1 out of every 3 people on the planet. You don't have to be over in the Middle East for this, to be a problem. So, even without knowing that, people are just, aghast at what's going on. So there are many people for whom this is a red line now as well. And when they begin to see that there is a 3-way race and Biden's going to lose it anyhow, then what's to lose for actually casting a vote for our future when otherwise we don't have a future? And I'm so excited that there's this kind of alignment of the stars right now. The need has never been so urgent between crushing inequality, climate collapse, and endless war that's verging on nuclear. The need has never been so profound, and the potential for deep change has never been so great and so immediate. And, when you really understand that you don't have a future, it doesn't take much to convince you, to grab a hand, and get pulled out of the water that you're drowning in. And we are all drowning right now, slowly. And when people begin to understand that, and they are, and they see that there's a hand there, oh my God, there's a lifeboat. It's not just a hand, it's a lifeboat. What do we have to lose? So I just think that history is making this argument for us. And there's no more powerful an argument than the shock and awe of climate collapse and, and not having a job and just seeing your economic future just disappear before your eyes. Over 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Half of renters are severely stressed right now. There are 3 million evictions a year. People are up in arms, and especially young people. So I feel like the universe is making these arguments for us. It is bending towards justice if we will go with it. And so, I would just encourage people to have the courage of your convictions and to remind people that breaking up with an abusive relationship is sometimes a difficult thing to do, but you're really happy when you finally confront it and you do it. So we have so much to look forward to by, standing up and taking this on.
Will the Green Party be doing more campaigning in red states to get disenfranchised people in red states to go green?
Absolutely. I mean, we certainly will. So, you'll see us there, and we have a lot of local candidates and congressional candidates all over the country. So, yeah, I mean, I think there are openings all over the place right now, and wherever people, are so moved, I'd say do it, and contact the party, and we'll try to support you.
Great. And that's the thing I would also advocate when people say, oh, I don't know if these Greens, this and that. I go, a big part of it too is if more Greens win in down ballot races, that also empowers the party. That breaks up Congress and the state assemblies and the Senate and stuff like that. Imagine if just a handful of Greens got in the one or two Greens got in the Senate, or a handful of Greens got in Congress, what that would do. So,
and the other thing, it's important to remember, Barack Obama had the biggest ground troops of any presidential campaign, and he packed them up the minute he got into office. So we haven't seen yet what happens when a so-called progressive is elected, who are actually going to do what they say and which have ground troops. We won't get elected, you can be sure, without a really strong movement on the ground. So we would not be putting that movement on the shelf. We would be, pounding the pavement from day one to push our policies forward.
That's great.